We're going to take a deep dive look at Musk's misses, and he has got himself into a bit of a mess also. And this is something that is very important because it affects India. India needs to have its thinking cap on. I don't know what India is thinking, because I was a bit surprised when they did not censure China in that Uyghur resolution in United Nations. They should have done that, because play this thing out. If there is anything like this, UNSC, that is UN Security Council, will kick out Russia, and they may also kick out China if they have proof of China's involvement in any of these kinds of things. So 2 of the 5 powers are going to be out of UN Security Council. Will India get one of those seats? We don't know, because I'm not very sure that the other remaining people, France, United Kingdom, and United States, feel confident that India would play along with them. Or I mean, there's a little grayness there that has been introduced in the recent decisions that they have done. So your take on that?
I think we should really go to Elon Musk or the Tesla business, starting from Shanghai, because I'm from Shanghai. I was born in Shanghai, and I know about his factory. When Elon Musk negotiated with China, in fact, he had the blessing of 𝙒𝙧𝙤𝙪𝙥𝙤 and Xi Jinping. They were riding in his car in Beijing. That's how they proved. Then after that, they say, we are going to build a factory for you in Shanghai. Shanghai, of course, is the most industrial, advanced city, probably in the world, for car building. So they say, we'll give you all the money you want. We'll give you the land, and we'll build a factory for you, and you can pay back later. So they built a factory for Elon Musk. This is a mega factory, all right? Account for 50% of his production in 8 months. The first car came out in 8 months. And the car, the Model 3, which is mainly the Model 3, is 60% cheaper than his US-made Model 3. 60%. That's all profit. He's selling at the same price. There was no discount. They're selling the Model 3 all over Asia, all over China, even in UK today. I mean, last month I was in UK. I drove in a Model 3. It's made in Shanghai. In 8 months, this Shanghai factory became 50% of Tesla's production quantity and over 60% of his profit, almost 2/3 of his profit, Tesla's profit. And what they were so successful, they pay off the debt for Tesla entirely. He owns the factory 100%. China said, you can have it 100%. Very rare China gives such condition to anybody. Even General Motors need to have a partnership in Shanghai when the cars produced in Shanghai. And Volkswagen, you name it, Audi, Mercedes, BMW, they all need to be a joint venture. But Tesla is the only one, 100% owned. So he pay off all his debt. Now he's making so much money. Tesla is making so much money from the Shanghai factory. He is reinvesting in for the second phase 2. Phase 2. So Shanghai will continue to account for about half of Tesla's production and 2/3 of his profit. The German factory, the Austrian factory, is not even near, cost-wise and also time-wise. They have problem ramping up. So this is now all the debt payback. From a American's point of view, I don't owe you anything. He thinks he does not owe China anything. But what happened is the factory is in Shanghai. All the profit goes back to the second phase. It's also in Shanghai. Shanghai is part of China. And because they were so successful in Shanghai, the profit and the turnover, of course, is the main part of his books, of his earnings as a public company. The share price went up. He became the richest man in the world, reflected by his share price. Now, his feeling is, I don't owe you anything. I make the profit by myself. But China controls his fortune. All right. If China stopped production for a week, the share price will drop, his fortune will drop. And not only that, China controls his future. His fortune enabled him to shoot more satellite with the Starlink, and then this other project, the tunneling project, this and that. So without realizing the thinking behind, He thinks he's independent, but definitely he's not independent. You know, this factory in Shanghai all controlled by the communists. This is how clever. They don't care. Let you make money, but you think you've made money, but the money is still in Shanghai. So whether you make the money or Shanghai make the money, you figure that out.
So you get an idea into how Elon Musk is being influenced by China from some of his tweets. For instance, number one, in the Ukraine Russia conflict, he said something and there was an uproar. Ukraine said, no way. And then I think he has also made some comments on the Taiwan scenario. Kind of walk us through. You think that there is Chinese hand behind these two tweets?
I think Elon Musk is his money is a little tight in acquiring Twitter. You see, the Twitter now he has to pay in full. Before 6 months ago, it was okay. The investment bankers, they will support you, this and that. But then the whole economy has changed. His share price has dropped by almost 30%, right? So this is what's happening. His cash position is not as good as 6 months ago. And now he has to close this Twitter deal. And suddenly, I believe that some Chinese has given him advice, tell him what to say on Ukraine and what to say on Taiwan. What he said to Ukraine is ask Ukraine to start negotiating, give up Crimea and those 4 territories that Russia has annexed. There should be another referendum supervised by the UN. Of course, right now, I mean, there's no Ukrainian. It's only Russian living in those territories. All the Ukrainians are gone, all right? And we know the result, which means he is telling the Ukrainian that it's time to stop, all right? And to stop. He make it appear like that it may turn into a nuclear war. So, and then he actually, he took away the coverage, the satellite coverage, communication coverage above Crimea, already on the border and between the Russia and Ukraine. Take away this to threaten them. Now, of course, they go through on and off. There's huge protests, both from the U.S. government, from the European countries, and so forth. So finally, he was forced to go back, and he claimed it's a money matter. No, it's not a money matter. It's not a money matter. In fact, Poland and other countries, European countries, pay a lot for those terminals, for those dishes, he said. He sent them a few thousand dishes. So he actually spoke for Russia. Russia was very happy. And I believe behind his talk was from China. And a week later, he started telling that Taiwan should become like Hong Kong. And he used the word special administrative region, which Hong Kong is. He said Taiwan should become a special administrative region of China with a little bit better terms. Of course, this is totally wrong. I mean, Hong Kong was a total chaos. I mean, we were taken over by the communists. So this definitely, to use that term, meaning he's been coached by the Chinese communists. He's been coached. And the only people who can reach him are the Chinese communists because they control his Shanghai factory. They control his throat, all right, and his future and his fortune. So they can force him to say something, but of course later he regret and he retract. It's a very serious. He knows he's a grown up. He knows the consequence of what he said, which is a huge problem worldwide. What he said, both in Asia and in Europe. So basically, he has retracted. Now he's back to this. So I had a program. I said, you buy Twitter, all right, to give people the freedom of speech. Yet you have lost the freedom of speech because you have been driven by China to say what they want you to say.
So these days, this is a problem. You cannot trust anyone. You cannot say that if this newspaper writes this article, then it must be true. Everything has a certain filter that is put to it. You can say that we also have a filter. I mean, I always tell you guys, this is our opinion. This is our viewpoint. You can make your own conclusions. And that's what we want you to do. Elmer, thank you so much for explaining the situation. In fact, there are many companies now that are seeing a rapid fall in their value. All the semiconductor-based companies. Intel, Applied Materials, AMD, ASML, TSMC. So all these companies, Tokyo Electron in Japan, everybody is seeing a fall in their share price because of this decision of United States to pull out its personnel from China. So we have to wait for that to settle down. So we have to see how that thing plays out. If you want to say something more, please go ahead, sir.
Yeah, I really want to say something. This is an opportunity, golden opportunity for India. All right. China accounts for 60% of the world's semiconductor consumption. This is how they are buying 60%. So meaning all these companies in US are in big trouble. They are losing 60% of their sales. India really have to make an agreement with the United States and be involved to take over all the business from China. This is such a golden opportunity. Today, without chips, you are making a dumb product. Only have chips, you make a smart product. This is the bottom line. And you have to acquire the chip. You have all the Silicon Valley. I mean, you have such good engineers in Silicon Valley. Very easily, if you have a good relationship, a trust with the United States, you should take over this business using chips, and you should be building chips. I mean, this is the golden opportunity for India to industrialize, into the keep up to date. And I was very much involved with I was the first company to start in China when they opened up in 1977. I know how this thing evolves. India must use this opportunity to industrialize and then become, and the capital market, that you have to make friends. You have to sacrifice your relationship with Russia. The rubbish they make don't work. I mean, this is the bottom line. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Elmer. And viewers, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to also click on the bell button for notifications. If you think you liked our research, our content, please feel free to donate using the super thanks button. And as always, Elmer, it's a joy and pleasure to listen to you, sir. Thank you very much. And we'll be back again with more breaking news. Namaskar.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Sri, for interviewing me. Thank you.